Welcome back to the Scare Stuff Podcast. This is your host, Mike, and my co-host, Scott. How are you doing today, my dude?
Good. We have watched Halloween Kills. Me a total of 1, you a total of 2.
Yeah, it's a quick Carnage. Much more fresher movie this time around. We're talking about Halloween Kills, and it came out, what, Friday?
Yeah,
Last Friday.
It's
So
been
we're
over
a
a week when this gets uploaded.
Yeah, so we took some time in between. We discussed it over the week, too, more than once. And I saw it opening night in the theater. You saw it the day after.
Yeah, I saw it Friday.
And I saw it again Friday on Peacock while I was home because my local theater's projection is generally very dim, so I wanted to make sure I actually saw the whole fucking movie. Would you like to say what you think about the movie?
I'll say, in a widescreen sense, it's polarizing. Much more than I would have assumed it would be. I walked out of the film saying, there's things I like and there's things I don't like. Just like any other film, just like a person watching a film recreationally, having a good time, sometimes having a confusing time, but it is what it is. Altogether, my experience was enjoyable watching it as a film. My theater experience, fucking terrible, because teenagers deserve to die. So that's cool. That's why these films were invented, to kill teenagers. It makes me happy knowing they died. Yeah, so what I thought was a cookie-cutter, run-of-the-mill, heavy violent slasher is apparently the point where people are ready to tune off from this franchise after 2 movies, which is astonishing to me. And, you know, if they like things a certain way, it's all cool. Like, I don't think people are stupid for having preferences, but I think some of the things they've gotten out of this movie, they're a little too intense about, I'll say.
So I run around in a lot of circles on Facebook and Twitter as far as like horror groups and lots of discussion about horror movies. And, you know, I've seen a lot of people, a lot of Halloween fans especially, not just fans of the 2018 movie, they really don't like this movie.
I
really
can't
don't like it.
understand it.
I can understand to a degree some of it. You know, I'm not one of those...
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's things I don't like about the movie, and some of them pretty big plot points, and I don't like them.
Yeah, I think that I see a lot of people complaining about the script.
Yes,
and I do think
more work.
I think to a degree I agree. Especially, I think that some of the dialogue really needed polishing, especially when it seems like it's one of those things where it's like Christopher Nolan on steroids, where they're stating the theme of the movie in dialogue, but they do it like 5 times instead of 2. And, you know, the running joke on the internet right now is evil dies tonight, evil dies tonight, evil dies tonight. It's said a lot. I mean, it's a chanting riot. It makes sense. It is obnoxious. But I see a lot of people complaining about, honestly, that angle, though. The town against Michael. How it's handled.
I think it's how it's
written.
handled. The idea in itself is fine.
It's not the first time that we visited this in the franchise either.
Absolutely
you know?
not.
So
2 handles it a little bit.
it's a little bit more like overt in this one. Not overt. That's not the right word. It's much more larger scaled.
Yes.
It's the entire fucking town.
Yeah.
After Michael.
2 handles it. 4 handles that idea a bit.
4 especially.
Yeah.
Very, very smaller, much more smaller scaled, but they do attack that.
You know, I don't think it's anything new really, but it's just the way it's handled is much more elevated than ever before.
Yeah, I think that to a degree it works, at least for me.
I just think, I don't want to make it political, but it's so in line with things that are happening in the current climate where it's very on the nose.
Yeah,
I've been joking with you for a week, calling him MAGA Tommy Doyle.
Yeah,
because the way he
it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy because this movie was filmed before a lot of that kind of stuff was going on.
I know. It's crazy how films replicate real life events. But...
So it's like it's not even like it's an intentional choice.
Yeah.
It looks like it's just that's what happened.
It's just with the townspeople marching towards like Michael trying to take the power into their own hands, taking away from the police. A lot of these elements are very political things that are going on in the current climate. I'm not saying it's bad for tackling these things. I'm not saying any of these opinions are bad in general. I'm just saying, like, this stuff is very heavy in circulation as is, just in day-to-day basis. So when I'm hearing it in the film, like, this is a lot to handle right now in this film.
Yeah, I agree. I'll say, like, I like the concept behind it. At least if you look at this movie from, like, say, a treatment level or an outline, I think that this is a good idea for a movie, for a slasher. I think that the concept of the shape reflecting our own animosity and bloodlust as a species, you know, demanding blood for blood. It's something that we've done for years, for centuries. I think that is a smart thing. Also, I do think, however, that the script is not smart enough to handle it. The
script is the problem. And, like, is it wrong for the townspeople to go after Michael Myers? No. This man in one night has killed as many people as an entire serial killer's, like, fucking tenure. Like,
yeah, several decades.
Like, he's fucking 50, 80 people almost in one day.
The number is 38.
Well, in this film and the first one, though.
Yeah, but in the previous one, I think 38 is including all of them.
Is it all of them?
I think that number is counting the entire night, technically.
Okay. But
so
he's done a lot. He's done a lot in one night, where it's like, okay, man,
it's chill. A lot. There's a lot of death. Calling this movie Halloween Kills, very accurate.
Yeah, he kills a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of killing.
But, you know, that I don't like as a plot point. There's things I would rework, but it is what it is. The thing I really don't like is the metaphorical shit where it's like, Michael isn't human, blah 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 blah. Michael is a creature.
It's in the trailer. So a decent chunk of it's in the trailer. You know, it's the typical stuff that we're used to in Halloween. It's just that it's so much of it in one movie.
Exactly. It's said so many times where it's like, this is supposed to be metaphorical, but you're almost treating it as giving it as the answer. Well, it isn't an answer. You can't do that.
It's also, I don't know if I particularly agree with it, just because that's kind of what Loomis did in the first movie.
Yes, but it's just Loomis is the thing.
Yeah, I know.
Loomis doing it, that's fine, but everybody.
No, I'm just saying using metaphors to answer a question is not unusual in this franchise.
No, absolutely not.
But it's the problem is that the sheer I mean, even the whole riot thing, their little chant. The chant itself is a metaphor.
Yes.
You know, Michael Myers is not literally all of the evil in existence. You're not killing evil. You're killing Michael Myers, who is an evil person.
But this is why the chant, all that shit together, like, everything is so metaphorical, taken at face value, which is what always is taking me out of this film. Like, it's a metaphor, guys. Shut up. Stop with all the metaphorical stuff.
Even looking back at it from the perspective of the first movie, where, you know, Loomis is spouting off all of these wonderful soliloquies about you know how horrible Michael Myers is and how he knew all the whole time he's not even human or whatever, and Sheriff Rackett's like, more fancy talk, cool, and then now he's engaging in it in this movie.
Exactly.
And it's like, you can look at it one of two ways. You can look at it as, that's dumb, or you can look at it as, this is the power that Myers has over this town even all these years later. And I get it.
I wouldn't even have a problem with it if it was less.
Yeah, like that idea is fine on its own, but it's the way that it's handled. Again, the script 100%. Is the problem here, and I don't think the script is horrible. No. I think a lot of people are blowing it out of proportion a little bit. It's all opinion based. If you didn't like it, that's fine. I more power to you. Enjoy what you enjoy. But I think that while there are definite problems in the script, and I feel like that's almost undisputable, it's a much weaker script than the previous film.
Yes.
It's less tight, despite the fact that it feels like it is more relentless. It is a much less tighter screenplay because they're trying to accomplish grander ideas, and they don't quite reach that. Their script doesn't quite reach what it's going for, and it's frustrating to watch because it's like, I can see where this is going. I can see the idea here is good, but what you really needed was more time to really tune this script.
Yeah. And
they didn't do that. So
we have to talk about, this is going to be the final point because this is going to be the end of the video after this. Audience vision. We have to talk about this.
I feel like the problem is that we haven't talked about the things that we like. I feel like that's a problem.
But I think audience vision weighs into that, though. There's a lot of stuff we like about this movie. The action, the way it's shot, the cinematography in it.
A lot of the things that we like about the movie are things that we like about all Halloween films.
Yes, pretty much.
But I think it's very important to say, kills, good.
Yes. I would go as far as say kills are great in this film.
Performances, pretty fucking
strong.
Good, honestly. Even from people who haven't been in the franchise in a long time. Like, I think that, I can't remember her name, but Lindsay Wallace, the actress who plays Lindsay Wallace, does a really good job for someone who's been a reality TV star for most of her career.
And other important thing is score's great.
Oh my god, the score's incredible.
Supporting cast, new characters that get introduced in this film that were not in the first one for 2018. Really fun. The couple, the nurse and doctor couple, a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're fun.
Big John, Little John, a lot of fun.
I love Big John, Little John.
They're probably like one of the best characters in the
It's
film.
kind of interesting. It's like that's one of those things. Like some people they really like Big John and Little John. Some people really don't like Big John and Little John.
They're called homophobes, Mike.
Well, that's actually another thing that's very important to talk about too. There's a couple of articles I think I've seen on the internet. One of them I know I've seen for sure is that people are calling Michael Myers homophobic for killing them.
I don't want to get into this.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Michael Myers is a lot of things. He doesn't target anybody for any reason besides the fact that they breathe.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm sorry.
If they have blood pulsing through their body, they're fair game.
Michael Myers is humanophobic at the end of the day.
Yeah, he hates everybody.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yes, audience vision.
I guess he's technically homophobic, but he's also heterophobic. He's also phobic of everything, really.
Bottom line, if you have a pulse, you're dead. Like none of that stuff matters. None of that stuff matters to Michael Myers. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
So, that aside, audience vision is one of the most frustrating parts about the audience discourse for this movie.
I know we're gonna talk about it a lot, so I wanted to end it on this. Is that there's so many things that happen in this film where people are in the theaters or just watching it, being like, "These guys are dumb for doing this," or "This is stupid. Why are they doing that?" We know Michael Myers is not real. We know he's not human. The man got his fingers blown off. He's been his neck broken in this film at least 2 to 3 times. Clearly, he's not real. If you are in the movie, if you are in Haddonfield, if you saw someone get curb stomped, or you saw someone get a fucking thing
knife shoved through their body,
back, a knife in their neck, you say, bro's fucking dead. I'm sorry. You're done. They think of him as a escaped mental patient who's gone on a killing spree. If you saw Ted Bundy get the electric chair, he's fucking dead. He is.
If someone put an axe through his head, he's dead.
Dead. At the end of the day, that's how it is.
People are forgetting that the rest of this franchise doesn't fucking exist in this universe. He hasn't been going through all these supernatural changes in front of people. He's not. There's only one situation before this night, because Halloween 2018 is the same night, and they just find out at the beginning of the movie that he did anything.
Even in 2018, in the first film, anything he does that is supernatural-esque, nobody has seen besides Loomis and or Laurie. Or they're dead. Yes, or they're fucking dead. There's no reason. Tommy Doyle has never seen something supernatural from Michael. He's never seen it. He's been as
a child. He's traumatized by the idea of Michael Myers being the boogeyman, but he's never seen Michael Myers do something unhuman.
Firsthand seen that shit. It's uncalled for to assume any of them were to see him anything past some maniacal human. We call Hitler evil because he's fucking evil, but we know he died. Yeah. We can assume anybody that's a human being that's died would die from a broken fucking neck or being stabbed to death.
And also in the same perspective though, even Laurie has been face to face with Michael. She knows that he is just evil and he can do things that other people can't do. But to most of the town, she's fucking nuts. So they're not gonna believe her. The problem is that we as an audience have seen this entire franchise. We've seen what he has withstood.
Or if you haven't even seen the franchise, you know him in pop culture. You know what he can withstand.
Or even in slasher movies in general.
Yes.
This has been a trend in a lot of horror movies, would be us as the audience who know that these people are in a horror movie.
Exactly.
We are saying, why would you do that? Because they don't fucking know any better.
It's the same shit with like the scene in Scream where you say, oh, you know, don't ever say you're gonna come back, because then you're not gonna come back. Because yes, in a movie you know that, but if I said to you, we're hanging out or watching a movie, hey dude, I'm going to the kitchen, I'll be right back, you are not going to assume I fucking died in 10 minutes. It doesn't happen. These people in the movie, they are not in a movie. They are living out their events. They are just living their life. You have to assume through this way, just like if you go out to take out your fucking trash, you're not watching out for a fucking psychotic because you're taking out your trash late at night. Because guess what? You do it you do it once a week. Not every day, but once a week.
Yeah.
You have to assume that when you're watching these films. Do not just, it's a horror movie, I should know better. Shut up. You're looking at it through a different lens. Look at this film like if you were in this film, how would you act?
If you were in this film and you didn't understand that you were in a horror movie that is within a franchise that has gone on for decades.
Exactly.
Because the problem is that we have seen this franchise for 40 years. Well, obviously we haven't seen it for 40 years, but 40 years worth of this franchise.
Yes.
So we know when Michael Myers gets knocked down, he's getting the fuck back up.
Yes.
Because he's never not gotten back up. They don't know that, especially considering that Halloween 78, Halloween 2018, and Halloween Kills are the only movies in this universe. And Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills happen on the same fucking day.
Yeah, so you can't go into this film being like, see, you guys have gone about it all wrong. I would have put him in an Iron Maiden and then locked it tight and then threw him into a nuclear bomb facility. Like,
yeah,
bro, you can't do that. Like,
yeah,
everybody in these films are seeing him as this crazed lunatic.
Yeah. In this universe, he's been rearrested.
That's the thing. Like, he's been arrested. How human is that?
Exactly. Like, that is one of the things where it's like, oh, it's just an escape killer. He was arrested, so he can't possibly be supernatural.
Yeah.
And he is. Clearly, he's the boogeyman. But, you know, we're looking at this from our perspective. If you were in that situation and you didn't know the existence of a Halloween franchise, you didn't know who Michael Myers really was to people, you wouldn't think that. So, no spoilers, but the things that happen to Michael Myers in this movie, there's no fucking way you would expect him to get up.
No.
The sheer amount of brutality that is given to him,
yes,
is both awesome and also just, how could you conceive as a person just looking at another human being that this fucker is gonna get up?
This is like the problem that's been taught to people through horror films, that if his head isn't chopped off, he's not dead. Essentially. Yeah, and like...
But they don't fucking know that.
No, it's stupid. Michael Myers is the only character you could shoot point blank in the head and someone would say, not enough bullets, man, he's coming back.
Look at the remake.
Not the only character that's supposed to be human, because Jason, Freddy, you know.
Look at the remake. She puts a gun straight to his fucking head and shoots, and he gets back up. They deliberately don't tell you what happened, because there is no answer.
They're better movies, Michael, don't you know?
Okay, but yeah, they don't answer that question there either, and it just like, again, like, I just hate. Like, I hate to keep repeating myself, but I hate audience vision. It's stupid. There are clear times in movies where characters make dumb decisions.
Yeah, 100%. Don't get me wrong. If someone does some dumb shit and it logically makes no sense, fine, call them out for it.
Even in this movie, there's a couple moments where someone does something pretty fucking stupid.
Yes.
But the moments that people are bitching about the most
are not those moments.
Are the most understandable ones.
Yes, it's
kind of wild. Again, we're looking like audience vision is a weird thing to me. You know, you could do it for any fucking horror movie though, or any movie, movie. Honestly,
I don't want to get into like what happens or what the characters are, but like say Michael Myers broke into a house, and it's your house. If I knew Michael Myers broke into my house, I would leave. I'd be like, cool, I'm putting it up for sale. Of course, if somebody else who I didn't know broke into my house, I would beat the fucking shit out of them, man. It would be like, oh my god, free pass for violence? Thank you.
Yeah.
But, like, people are looking at it like, dude, Michael Myers, you gotta get the fuck out of here, man. What are you doing? It's like, you're fucking stupid, man. They do not know that. There's no possible... Oh, shit, you're pissing me off.
Yeah. Look, there's plenty of reasons to be upset about this movie.
Oh, yes. I have many I could complain about.
Yeah, there's plenty of things that you can complain about, and I'll be like, you know what, that makes complete fucking sense, dude.
Yes.
Honestly, you know, script, if you want to deal with the whole mob thing and there's things about it you don't like, I fucking understand that completely.
Especially the runtime of how much that shit takes.
Yeah, I understand all that stuff. You know, some of it I may agree with, some of it I may not agree with, but I can understand that. The way that people project their own knowledge onto characters that would not have that knowledge is fucking annoying.
Ridiculous.
Because you can do it to any movie in this franchise.
You can do it to any movie.
Yeah.
Like
true.
an action movie being like, dude, why would this bad guy walk in the room? He's got a fucking grenade launcher. You could do that shit with any film. Why are you doing it about this film right now? You are stupid. I'm sorry.
Because it's a new movie on the block and people don't like this version of Halloween.
Just say it. Say it with your chest.
If you don't like this version of Halloween, that's fine, dude. I don't give a fuck.
100%.
If you like the Rob Zombie movie, I don't fucking care, dude. Good for you.
Hold on. I'll kind of.
No. If you like whatever iteration of this franchise you like the most, good for you.
Yeah,
I'm glad you like it. But projecting your own knowledge of this franchise on characters that would never know it and calling them stupid for doing things that make sense.
Disrespectful.
It's stupid.
It's disrespectful to look at a film that's
it's unfair.
That is structurally doing nothing wrong, and you are picking apart things because you think you know better, but really you're just being an asshole about it.
Yeah.
Like, there's reasons these things happen in films. It's not done illogically. You are pushing your own narrative with your own knowledge.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And again, plenty of reasons to actually be mad about this movie.
100%.
There's plenty of reasons. And
Yes.
a lot of them you could point to and I'll say, fine, I'm fine with that. That's fine. You know,
I'll
whatever.
probably agree with you.
Yeah. But this one, you will not get me to side with you on. It will not happen.
Yes. This is the first time in a long time where I've seen it really come into play. And I'm like, wow, I forgot. General audience, still ridiculously dumb. Like, thank you. Good job. Okay, so cutting it off.
Oh,
good.
One more thing, because it's something. It's like it's the main star. Like James Hugh Courtney, dude. He's awesome. He's a fantastic fucking Michael Myers, dude. And I got to meet him.
With it. That's how good he is.
Yeah, I got to meet him at the horror con. We talked about it before. He's a nice guy, huge guy. But he's awesome in this, dude. Like his mannerisms, everything's on point. He's perfect. He is up there with Castle as the best version of this character.
I will also say this before
The Mask too.
We cut it and do give final ratings. I really like Judy Greer.
Yeah, she's really good in this.
She's great in the first one, but she's great in this one too. And like anytime she shows up, I'm like, I really like you a lot. You're a
Andy
sweet
Manichek.
girl.
Andy
You're so
Manichek.
nice.
Andy Manichek's really good too.
Yes.
They're all good. The Strode girls are awesome.
Yes.
They're all good.
Final score.
7.5.
6 out of 10.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I just remember I had such a really like profound experience with this in the theater.
The highs of this film are high. The lows to me are also pretty low.
I had my issues with it, obviously coming out of it, but I definitely really had a good. I wouldn't say a good time because this is very like once it hits a certain
dreary,
point, it's
dreary.
relentless. It is relentlessly violent.
You've seen it twice though. You've got to solidify your view, I'd say, a lot better than I have.
Yeah, there's stuff like I've come around. Like when I left the theater, I wasn't so certain on my perspective on the mob stuff. I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. You know, some of this is good, some of it's bad. Now I put down like I like it. I have problems with it, but I enjoy the sequences, specifically like one of the chief ones that people talk about a lot. I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about.
Yes, I know.
Someone takes a tumble. But you know, like I like decent chunks of it. I have issues with dialogue, especially. And I do think that they could probably cut back a little bit on the footage for it.
Yep.
But I think that this is a really solid entry into the franchise. And Myers has never been this fucking mean in continuity, not counting Rob Zombie movies, because all of his movies are mean.
Yes.
He's never been this fucking mean. So I enjoyed this movie. I think the previous movie is better, is much tighter, but I enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to Halloween Ends. I just hope they stick the landing.
All right, I think that's enough for the Carnage, and you know, Carnage also very apt for this film.
Yeah, because we finally watched. I was gonna say because we finally watched Venom 2 as well.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Carnage is a pretty fucking good. I think I texted you after the movie. I said I've never seen so much carnage in a slasher movie, honestly.
Yeah. A whole lot.
That's true. I'm standing by that too.
So finishing off, Michael Myers, fuck this guy.
Yeah, he's an asshole.